Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey, and I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday. Weekend is here, you guys. All of you have been cooped up in an office for the last week. Sorry, I can't even finish that. It's the weekend time. I hope you like your house. I hope you enjoy your stuff, because your ass is stuck there for a while. I hope everybody's well. Hope you're doing good. That you're all healthy and wealthy and wise, or whatever. Hope you're well. Anyway, so let's jump into things, shall we? Let's just jump into it. I'm gonna just start stealing everybody else's taglines and make a show of nothing but taglines. Oh man, the world today. We'll get to the headline here in a minute because I do want to talk about that. That'll be a little bit of fun, but I do want to highlight something that I've actually been talking about. We mentioned it yesterday. There's the captain of that the ship, the Theodore Roosevelt, who was relieved of command, and there's actually video of him leaving his ship today. And we're going to play this, and I want you guys to pay attention. Then I'm going to give you some thoughts on the whole situation, and some of you are going to like some of what I say and hate the rest, and some of you are going to like the other part and hate the other part. It's going to be great. I'm going to piss off everybody tonight.
They're chanting Captain Crozier. Sailors from the USS Theodore Roosevelt giving a hero send-off to Captain Brett Crozier after he was relieved of his command in an effort to save the lives of his sailors.
We talked about this briefly yesterday, and he wrote a letter explaining that he's unable on his ship to follow CDC recommendations on how to stop the virus that's going through his ship. It's about 4,000 men serve aboard the Teddy Roosevelt, and at least 100 of them are known to be sick. He wrote this letter, and it was leaked out, and I've been told it wasn't him who leaked it, that it was the CO and had sent it to somebody else, and they leaked it. I don't know the specifics. Here's the thing. He deserved to be relieved of his command. He absolutely deserved to be relieved of his command because this letter was not. You follow the chain of command. That's what you're supposed to do. And he may have done it. I don't know. Judging by I think the date on that letter was what, the 20th? But it getting out like that, if he had anything to do with that, then yeah, that deserved to. He deserved to lose his command. However, he absolutely did the right thing. He did what needed done. This is a guy who just gave up his career to save these lives. Now, there was a little bit of an argument in the chat yesterday. It's like, but what about how big it is? There's plenty of ways to that. No, I'm sorry. I've been on military ships and big ones. I've never been on the Roosevelt, but I have been on the LPHs when they were in service, and they're almost as big as an aircraft carrier. There's a lot of room on the flight deck. There's a lot of room on the quarterdeck, and then under that, there's not a lot of room. It's actually pretty cramped, even in the mess area. For you civilians out there in the dining hall, there's not a good way to separate the men and make sure that they're not getting around by anybody else. Sounding the alarm is fine. What he did, blasting that thing to everyone and their mother, is a publicity stunt. It is a publicity stunt, but for a good reason. He didn't do this for himself. He didn't do this to further his career. He could have just locked himself in his quarters and said, "Hey, we're doing what we were told to do. Sorry, suck it up." What about the poop deck? God damn it. No, not much room out there. But he deserved to be relieved of command, and he deserves a hero's cheer like you got, because show the birthing photo. Hang on a second. I have to stop this because I took this directly from some DMs and I don't want to accidentally share that. Hang on. How can I do this without, I'm going to have to cut it out, and there's no way I can do it without showing what we were talking about. There we go. You know what? Actually, I can do it just like that. There we are. That covers pretty much everything else. Yep. All right. This is sleeping quarters. They call the birthing area. But yeah, they're this is where the men would sleep, and this is what the captain talked about in his letter. There's no way to properly keep these men apart and make sure that you're not getting everybody sick. I also want to go back to that video for a minute. I wanted to highlight something else here. There's not much more to say about the captain. I think he did the right thing. I think he deserved his punishment as well, but he deserves a hero's cheer. He did a great thing there. He gave up his career for these guys, and that's awesome. Good for him. Now, oh, Joe says, man, how the fuck can you move your head? You can't. It's a tight area. I've slept in one of those before. That's where, you guys remember me telling you about that? I found that marine flashlight. I found it in one of those because the LPH ships that my dad was on, they were made to, I believe the transport capacity for those was like 2,000 Marines. And when they weren't there, I mean, the beds were empty. So yeah, I got to sleep in one of those on our way back from North Carolina the one time. But anyway, do you see this over here? Running the whole damn time? CNN. What the I mentioned before that this is very much like 9/11, that the way they're treating it is very much like 9/11, and they're just scaring the shit out of people constantly. They have a running death ticker on the screen on CNN. A running death ticker. Faithless says they love those numbers, right? Like, oh, we're gonna win this election by scaring the shit out of people with the death ticker. For fuck's sake, man. For fuck's sake. Oh. It really seems like people are finally calming down, which is what we need. Again, as I've said, you need to be vigilant, but you don't need to be paranoid. You don't need to panic. The panic has died down a lot, and we don't need to bring that back. And I see a lot of people on Twitter trying to do that. That crazy bitch that I follow, Amy Siskin, she keeps trying to do it. There's a fourth of the corona cases are here in the U.S. It's more than anybody else in the world. Is it? Is it really? Or is that the known cases? Is that the known? Maybe, and I'm just throwing this out there because if you look at the cases in Europe, several of them are starting to get to the Italy numbers of 10% death rate. We're not even close to that. We're at what, 2.5%, I think, right now. Which is still, I mean, that's not cool, but still. Noman says, did you see the conspiracy vid I DM'd you? I believe I did, but I'm gonna have to go look at it again to remind myself of what it was. Oh no, I didn't watch the video. I saw it, but I haven't actually watched it yet. So I'll take a look at that probably tomorrow. Anyhow, Europe is getting to that 10% rate. Like Spain is like almost there. However, we were also just told that Spain's tests have a 30%. What's the opposite of failure? Success. That's the word. Fuck. 30% success rate. 30%. 70% of the time that they're testing people, the result is wrong. So maybe, and I'm just throwing this out there, They're not testing properly. And it's funny that I had this thought because I was going to talk about it anyway. But I pulled up the Washington Post. I'm like, what am I going to talk about tonight? And I saw a story. Where is it at? Let me. I forgot I clicked on a different story. Communications shows scientists alarm at slow initial response by U.S. Lab scientists expressed dismay at the Trump administration's failure to move quickly and at bureaucratic demands that delayed coronavirus testing. You know, bureaucratic demands like the test actually fucking works. FDA standards for a test on, and it's not like I knew this, guys. I just read it earlier tonight, but FDA standards for a test to be approved to say, yes, you can use that to see if somebody's sick. 80% success, 80%. The Spain test, 30%. It's not even half. How can you claim that this is your number when less than half of your tests are right? And then you go over to China and you look at them like, well, let's say their tests work. Okay, let's say they did. Nobody believes their numbers if you have a brain in your fucking head. If you have a brain in your head, there is no goddamn way you believe China has less than 100,000 cases and that they got it all under control and that only a couple thousand people died when they're burning flesh day and night. Oh. Faithless says, what scientific breakthroughs has any other nation made on this virus? You know, I honestly can't speak to that. I don't know if they have or not. When it comes to testing, though, we've just made leaps and bounds. There's a test that they think is going to be available soon. 2 minutes. The other test that we have is the newest one was 5 to 15 minutes for a result. That's it. Everybody else was like days, you know. And do you guys remember Trump was offered the test from the WHO and he declined it. He said no. And that turned out to be a lie, that they didn't actually offer him tests. What they offered him was basically the test that the blueprint for the test that Spain was using. You know, the 30% one. But we have to go after Donald Trump and make it sound like he's an incompetent jackass because he's actually following the science. All of these shitheads, like, we need to follow the science. Well, we're following the science. What you guys are doing is following the reporters. There's reporters out there just saying stupid, inane shit constantly, and you're following that. Reporters who lie about the very things they said. Reporters who now pretend they never used the phrase China virus or China coronavirus or Chinese coronavirus or Wuhan virus. All of these things that there's goddamn clips of them saying. Becca, thank you so much for dropping the Streamlabs link. Yeah, guys, please, if you like what you see, please hit the like button, share the stream, and please, if you can, toss me some shekels. I'm a good guy, and shekels are awesome. But love you, Becca. Thank you so much, sweetie. I've thought about a video, guys, and I'm not promising you I'm going to make it because with my memory, I'm not sure I could even do it. I thought about doing a video. It's just all of the lies, just Corona based, that have gone on about Trump so far. Sorry about my lighter. Damn thing didn't want to work. Might be time to upgrade. Anyway, from the beginning, Donald Trump has paid attention to this more than most people have, and he gets no credit for that. None. Cult of Krill, thank you so much. Let me get over here on the Streamlabs because that's a long one. 10% corona death rate is dumb on rocks. Let's ignore morbidity. Let's ignore false positive. Let us all be dumb. Actual mortality is probably less than 0.5%, 0.05%. but shut down the economy for psychopaths wearing a smock. You know, yeah, we'll get into Trump again in a minute because I want to address that. Nobody seems to have a standard of reporting on this. We've heard everything from that anybody who has corona, say, you know, if they die in any manner, like those people that died in the hospital collapse in China, get counted towards the corona deaths. I don't know what the real numbers are going to be, but I know right now we have a media that is desperate to sell us fear. Just fear. Thank you. This is Kyle who says, hello, chat people and monkey. Hello, sir. Hope you're well. And you have a government that is willing to use that fear to their own advantage. And I'm sorry, the only one who seems sensible right now to me is Donald Trump. And you might not like me saying that, like Donald Trump, the sensible one, he's the only one being reserved. There's still people like, he wanted to open things by Easter. Yeah, and you know what? If everybody had just done the 2-week thing, Easter would have been fine. That would have been a perfect time to reopen. To open all the doors again. And instead, we get down to a point where yesterday we read an article that, what was it, in Massachusetts, they want to limit what you can buy. You can only go to the store and get essential items. You need a pen? Sorry, we can't sell that to you right now because you can only buy essential items. I realize you're here buying essential items too, but no, we can't let you have that right now because dickhead over here in City Hall said it's a bad idea to let you come out to buy pens. What's that? You need a new keyboard because yours broke and that's how you do your job? Sorry, keyboards aren't essential to life. Gamer Valine, thank you. We won't have Corona much longer. Mexico deemed it non-essential and ordered the brewery closed. But I'll see myself out. You know, as I started reading that and you said Mexico, I thought you were going to go a whole different way. Mexico, they're not having the problem everybody else seems to be having. And that's partially because they don't seem to be testing anybody. We don't know how bad their problem is, but yeah, closing everything down like we've done is not a great idea. I'm very much against the idea of forcing people to stay in their house. I still say, tell people, hey, you need to stay in your house. And most people will still do it. You don't have to force it. And does that mean the virus will still be out there? Yeah, sorry. I'm also having trouble believing that some of these countries have gotten it under control as fast as they say they have, without some severely questionable tactics. Severely questionable tactics. But then you look at like the numbers from Singapore, a country that shut it down reportedly very quickly. Very few deaths. Then you head over to Italy. Singapore has a better medical system than Italy? Is that what you guys really want to go with? Because even let's say, okay, they limited the number. Great, good on them. Let's say that actually happened. But if we're going to believe all their numbers, they have very few deaths. Very few. And the only way that would be possible is if they had better care than what's going on over there in Europe, actually, because it's going all across Europe right now. The UK, I think, is approaching 10%. Germany's getting there. All of them, like, yeah, people are just dropping left and right. Personally, I think it's Angela Merkel doing it. I think wanting to be like Hitler, she's killing a whole bunch of people. Anyhow, over here on Streamlabs, sorry, I make myself laugh. Yvonne Potato, thank you. I keep seeing people saying Trump fired him and it was Trump directed fault that he was revealed. And it was Trump's direct fault that he was revealed. And these idiots can't seem to understand that there are COs in charge of him. Also note, it has been reported that it is assured that he won't be expelled. Are you talking about the captain? Yeah, the captain answers to an admiral. who answers to an admiral who answers to the SecNav, Secretary of the Navy. Virgil, thank you. Says, thanks for keeping a level head. Stay safe, buddy. I appreciate that. You know, one of the weirdest things that's happened through this whole thing is people upset that that I'm as level-headed as I am all the time. Now, I realize it's not necessarily a ringing endorsement of me being level-headed, but I try to look at things and not freak out all the time. I don't want to be the kind of person who scares people and gets. That's why I don't use, unless I'm being a jackass, I don't use like any clickbaity titles over here, really, and I don't use a wow or oh my god in my titles. That's not who I am. I will yell at you, but think the admiral answers to the Joint Chiefs of Staff, who answers to the SecDev. The admiral should answer to the Secretary of Navy, who should be on the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Who answers to the Secretary of Defense. Joint Chiefs are the heads of the branches. But the admiral, depending on I'm not sure which how exactly the frame goes there, but it is possible to have an admiral who answers to another admiral. Thank you, Gamer Valine. Wouldn't the first time large groups in Germany were wiped out? Or wouldn't be the first time large groups in Germany were wiped out. I wonder if they're still keeping the refugees in that former concentration camp. What do we do with all of our sick people? Send them to Dachau. How you doing, Pete?
Mm-hmm. Hey, Monkey. I'm good, man. How are you?
Not bad at all, sir. Not bad at all. I had a good day. A little sore from playing with the little one, but that's a good reason to be sore.
Yeah. How is she doing?
Oh, she's getting big. She's getting so tall and she's so smart, and she'll have actually. It used to be, you'd talk to her and she'd answer in little half sentences and stuff. We have actual conversations now. She's getting so grown up. Excuse me, so grown up. Excuse me. Oh my God. I'm dying over here. Whew. They don't drink on the air. That's why on real radio, they go to commercial breaks. Joint Chiefs are non-command whores with no responsibilities. Fair enough, but the buck still is supposed to stop with them. They do get to help, and they change any kind of. We're going to make women do 2 sit-ups. That helped, or that comes from them. Anyhow. So I want to get back to the Trump and them lying about him. We had the Trump hoax, the whole hoax thing. Remember, he said Corona was a hoax. This is a man who, during the State of the fucking Union, brought up coronavirus and said we needed to help the Chinese with it. You know how many senators and Congress people and reporters after that came out and went, wow, this must be a big deal. The president mentioned it during the State of the Union. Maybe we should pay attention to it. You know how many of them did it? None. Not a fucking one.
None.
Now they're all acting like, hey, everybody knew. We all knew. I'm sorry. I stepped on you there, Pete. What were you saying?
No, I just said, of course. None of them.
Yeah, not one of them. Now they're all acting, we knew. We all knew. How did you not know? Motherfucker, the only one who mentioned it was Trump. There was no, what other Congress? Seriously, I'm asking this because I don't know. Were any of your Congress people out there talking about this? Because none of mine were. They were all out there being shitbags trying to take down the president. Like, oh my God, we got to vote these people out because they didn't impeach him like they didn't remove him like we wanted. Kevin Duggan, thank you so much. No isolation for cops, but only 2 cops died. This virus is weak. Yeah, I saw another police officer, an NYPD officer died today of corona. Well, yesterday and now, but that sucks, man. There's some people, man, your jobs are dangerous already, and now we've thrown plague on top of it. Like, cops didn't have a hard enough job. Let's throw some plague at them too. But Trump has been on top of this. Now, could he have moved faster? Sure. Did anybody at the time think we should have? Nope. The only thing, and every time they do this shit, like right now, that Washington Post article I mentioned just a moment ago, like, oh, they were worried. Why with all the bureaucratic red tape with the testing? It's the first time I've heard testing in like 2 weeks. Because because it came out that the head of the WHO said, we never offered to give him tests. What are you talking about? And they all went, whoops. Because they all repeated that lie. WHO offered Trump tests and he said no. Which, by the way, he should have, judging by the results, judging by what we're seeing from everywhere else.
Weren't they saying that you can't actually catch it person to person in the first place? So he kind of had a reason to not slack off really, but he had a reason not to act, so fucking severely.
Yeah.
At the start.
Through mid-January. Okay, the first known case of this was at the end of November. And excuse me.
Was it that long ago?
Yes, it was. And it was in China all through December, and the world started to take notice here and there. And even all through December, this is going on. Even in mid-January, the WHO is saying it's not transmittable human to human. Nope. Thank you. Senator Tom Cotton is sitting happy right now. Yeah, that's right. I say cotton. I also couldn't say monkey as the last super chat. YouTube sucks. Or in the last super chat, YouTube sucks. YouTube has its moments. I'm going to get to those little shitheads in a little bit too. But I know Tom Cotton. I read a story about him the other day about how he's been on this for a while. And maybe he has, like I said, this is why I was asking earlier. I honestly don't know, but I honestly don't know how much he was pushing it, how much he was making this like a major deal. So maybe Tom Cotton. So maybe one out of over 500 people, out of 500 of our, what was it, 540 of our leaders? Yeah, one was out there going, hey, we need to take this more serious. Everybody else was like, what the fuck is it? What's Corona? I don't want a beer right now. America the Great, thank you so much. The mainstream media were more focused on impeachment during that time while the virus was stirring westward? East. I don't know what WW means, but I'm with you. Worldwide. Stirring worldwide. That's what it is. I'm not the smartest man.
Don't look at me, dude.
Hey, these things happen. I got it, America. I got you. Took me a second. For some reason, my brain went westward. I'm like, that doesn't seem right because it traveled east. Anyway, yeah. So you have the Trump hoax. He called it a hoax when what he was actually saying is the Democrats blaming it on him was a hoax because March comes around and the Democrats are like, oh, we have the perfect thing. Blame this on Trump. Trump's like, this is some bullshit. This is bullshit. Trump issues the travel restrictions January 31st. January 31st. This is, what is it? Almost 2 weeks after the first case pops up in the U.S. Because I think that was on the 18th of January. You have the first case that pops up in the U.S. A man presents with this horrible pneumonia. He'd just gotten back from Wuhan. And yeah, so Trump takes action. And what was done? What was said? This xenophobic motherfucker. Bernie Sanders called him a xenophobe for it. Said we shouldn't close the borders because it's just part of Trump's racism and xenophobia.
Yeah, I saw that on CNN. Everyone's calling him racist.
Yeah.
Even just calling it the Chinese virus or a Chinese virus or the Wu flu is racist.
Which is
absolutely, even though fucking I watched a video, there's a compilation of about fucking 30 different CNN reporters and contributors who are using the exact same term, but for some reason it's fine when they do it. typical CNN hypocrisy. It's
Yeah.
fine when they do it, but Trump does it. He's a fucking monster.
And just over and over and over, lies, and it's pathetic. This is not the way that the press should be. Why does he call you the enemy of the people? The bad press? Because you are. Right now, you're just scaring them to scare them. And you're helping push a fucking narrative about our president, the man who's trying to lead this and who's doing a pretty decent job at it, and trying to paint him as some incompetent buffoon. When he's the only one, if you actually look at the facts, who's been following the science, including the or the what's it called? Chloroquine. Was it hydrochloroquine? I can't remember if that's the extended version, but there's the chloroquine thing. Donald Trump is trying to play doctor. That was trending all over social media. He's playing doctor. No, he's not. He's actually saying what the fuck has gone on. Cult of Krill, thank you so much. C virus comes from horseshoe bats from the BSL-4 lab. Horseshoe bats are not native to the Wuhan province. Yeah, there's something from like 900 kilometers away, something like that. These bats aren't even from there. And there's no indication that those bats were actually in that wet market. The lab is right there. The chloroquine. That's what it was. Thank you. Hydroxychloroquine. So, do you know what? I'm just calling it chloroquine. Chloroquine. See, I can't even fucking. I'm calling it Steve from now on. The Steve.
Hydroxychloroquine, Steve.
Just the Steve. The hydroxy Steve. Bearcock, thank you. If Hillary Clinton was president, it would be illegal to talk about Wu flu right now. Oh man, I don't know. They seem to forget how bad our response was to N1H1. It was absolutely pathetic, but no scandals during that administration. So,
funny about that.
Yeah. So you have them lying about the None of them have come clean on the chloroquine and said, you know what? Donald Trump was right. There's not been a single fucking headline in the Washington Post or on CNN's little ticker. None of these motherfuckers have come out. You know what? The president was actually right. Oops. He was right at the time because he didn't say it was a miracle cure. He said this has potential. This is showing some potential. He was right. But he's even more right as more people are using it and going, yeah, this seems to be working.
All he seemed to be doing was telling people what's going on and trying to give people a little bit of hope because the media is freaking everyone's freaking out because of the media. So it was like he's like, oh, we've got these things that they're working, they're looking promising, and he's just trying to calm people down a bit and just show and just tell them what's going on pretty much. But of course, they're incapable of admitting that he was right or that he did something good. I think they're physically incapable of it.
Mad Max says, David Pacman put out a video that stated if Hillary Clinton was president, she would have done a better job. David Pacman is Nick Fuentes if he pushes the Q-tip too far. Trump has done a decent job. He's been following the science, and they don't like that. He's been following the recommendation. Even with the Easter thing, President Trump is going to open everything at Easter. That's not what he said. That's not what he said. He said, I would like to have this open by Easter. I would like to see full churches on Easter. Oh my God, he set a goal. He said this would be a nice thing, but no, that's not how it was reported. It was reported, he's going to open everything by Easter. He's not listening to what the experts say. You fuck nuts. At the time, because now they pushed it, look, we need another month. But at the time, they were all saying 2 weeks. Everybody just go inside for 2 weeks. And at the time, we're like 3 weeks away. But bunch of fucking liars. That's our press, man. That's our press. Anyhow.
Is it true that Adam Schiff, I heard Adam Schiff wants to impeach him or try to impeach him again. Is that true?
He hasn't specifically mentioned impeachment. He wants hearings. He did say he wants hearings into why Trump's response was so slow. Because Adam Schiff is a douchebag. I said this to Adam Schiff today on Twitter. I don't think he probably listened, but I think Adam Schiff right now is trying desperately to get back in the good graces of the DNC, because Adam Schiff is the one who really pushed Nancy Pelosi to let impeachment go through. He's like, I got this. It's a slam dunk. And then it happened. And everybody saw what the evidence was. And even Pelosi, if you look at her, you can tell she doesn't believe this shit. She's just up there doing the partisan thing she's supposed to do. And so Trump goes through impeachment and he actually comes out the other side with higher numbers than he went into it with. They dropped a little bit at the beginning just because impeach the president is all over the fucking news. But then it goes back, his numbers go back up and even higher than they had been. And that's all thanks to Adam Schiff. And I think he's in trouble with the party right now. I think he's trying to suck up to them and try to find a way to get back in their good graces, because Trump, with the two candidates that are still in the race over there on the DNC side, he's probably going to beat either one of them. But Adam Schiff made it a lot more probable. So moving on. I saw a tweet from this April 2nd from this moronic German. I know, redundant, but let me bring it. I don't want to misquote the guy. I want to be fair and balanced. You know me, I'm fair and balanced, you guys. Where's this little cocksucker? Come here, bitch. I know you're on here. Can't run from me, German Jew killer. He said, "Dear Americans, I hate to break the bad news to you, but we hate your racist, narcissistic, laughing stock of a president. Best regards, the rest of the world." And then I see this over on my on the Washington Post. Oh, where'd it go? You son of a bitch! They changed it. Here it is. Okay, remove the headline. White House scrambles to scoop up medical supplies worldwide, angering Canada and Germany. See what happened? The president invoked the Defense Powers Act. I forget the exact name of the act, but it allows him to direct companies in time of crisis. And there's some companies that had medical supplies ready to go overseas or north of the border. And Trump stepped in and said, nope, that's got to stay here. That needs to go. We're talking about PPE equipment. That's, for those of you who don't know what PPE is, it's personal protective equipment. And it's your face mask, it's your face shields, the doctor coats and all that shit. But these companies are like, we're sending 3 million products over to Germany. And we're like, no, you're not. No, you're not. That's going to come to our doctors. And Germany's a little upset with us about it, especially this little German piece of shit. Here's the thing, the rest of the world, because you guys like to say this to us from time to time. Like, everybody hates Americans. Like, we don't give a fuck. We don't. See, here's your problem, world. Here's your problem. And some of you are not going to like this if you're from other countries, but suck it. You guys are, you guys are middle school girls. You're middle school girls, all running around wanting to be part of the popular clique, and you think that's how the world runs. You're a bunch of goddamn little bitches is what you are. We are men. We go out and do what needs done. Are we always right? No. But I don't give a fuck. Your opinion means less than two shits to me. You run your country, okay? We'll run ours. And when yours is doing better than ours, maybe then I'll give a fuck about your opinion. But monkey, they have better healthcare. Really? Germany? The ones with the 10% corona deaths right now? Really? Probably shouldn't lean on that. You want to make the case that they have a better history than us? Look, I really don't give a fuck what the world thinks of us. What I care about is what we think of ourselves, and that's what's important. Gamer Valine, thank you. Counterculture kids and their flannel over here. And over on the Streamlabs, thank you, Culture Krill, who said, Dr. Fauci is a psychopath and a smock. His irresponsible fear mongering will lead to more death than the China virus will. I don't mind him trying to be cautious. I really don't. Like when we need another month. I was like, really? If they'd done this right from the beginning, they would have just said 3 weeks and we'd be done with it. And now it's like a month. It's not, the virus isn't going to go away no matter how long we stay in our houses. There's just too many ways and too many people, even if they had a government mandated lockdown with everybody in their houses, with guns in the street, just in case, you have the people in the street who are, keeping them in there, and they're still going to sneak out. Shit's still going to happen. So this isn't going away for a long time. We're going to have this big peak and then it's going to just trail off. That's what happens with all of these things. All of them.
Yeah, that happened with H1N1 and was it the bird flu or mad cow disease, all that kind of shit.
It does, yeah.
I don't know if mad cow was that like a human thing as well, or was that just animals? I can't remember, but
I'm not,
it's always the way.
Yeah, I'm not up on my mad cow, but SARS, MERS, all of this shit, that's what happens. It comes in, it suddenly goes up on a spike, and then it drops, and then it just stays around for a while because we don't really ever cure this shit. But back to the world. It's not that your opinion is bad. You're allowed to have your opinion. But for a bunch of pussies who are so afraid of fucking words, you sure are willing to walk up to somebody you can't see and go, you suck. You don't do it in person, man. Germany ain't standing up to nobody with your shitty little country. You're trying to take over Europe with fucking EU regulations. We're going to do it with a pen since we couldn't do it by killing all the Joes. Fuck y'all. I don't give a shit what y'all think. Seriously. And you know what? That's what being American is. And that's something you're never going to fucking understand because you're a bunch of little middle school girls. Suck it. Anyway, I just had to get that out. Now, that doesn't mean I don't like the rest of the world or I don't hope the rest of the world does well or I don't like foreigners. You're a foreigner, Pete.
I'm a foreigner. Yeah. Don't hate me.
To you, I'm a foreigner.
I'm not German.
No, but you're
indeed.
We're foreigners to each other, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's okay. You can be, but unless I'm joking, I'm never going to come to you and go, your country sucks. Your country just sucks. Now, there might be something I see in your country. I wouldn't want that over here. That's hurting your people. And if you want to say that, that's fine. They like Donald Trump. We hate your racist, narcissistic, laughing stock of a president. Well, yeah, we like our stock market being high. We like North Korea backing down. We like China coming under control. What the fuck have you done?
What kind of an arrogant cunt fucking tries to talk on behalf of the entire fucking world as well?
A pussy who's
German
a pussy who is too afraid to just put his ideas out there on their own. That's who. The sad part of that thing, though, is the number of Americans in that thing. We're sorry, we hate him too. You fucking little Obama wannabes. Real quick over on this Streamlabs. Major Payne Diaz, read name. I did read the name. Why are colds bad criminals? They're easy to catch.
Boo.
We created Vegemite, checkmate monk. Look, there's some great things about every country out there. There's something nice about not every, even your shithole countries. There's maybe they have a nice sunset, Maybe there's a nice sunset in Somalia on a Good Friday, I'm sick of, especially Americans. Like, you're right, we suck. Thank you, Obama, for that. Thank you, Democrats, for that. Thank you, liberal pieces of shit, for that. You've raised an entire society of pussies who are apologetic for their country and generally not for things that are even going on still. Not even for things that are happening now. Occasionally it'll be the president, because they did this with Bush too. I don't know if you guys remember this, but back in the day, people posted pictures, not my president and sorry world, because of Bush being elected. People did that. Yeah. Because they're a bunch of cunts.
They're the same kind of people who want reparations and have white guilt and shit like that.
Paul says the other nations might hate us until they need our help. Well, it's not just that, Paul. They hate us and take our help. Paul, I'm trying to remember who did it, and I've been meaning to ask again. Somebody sent me a game the other day, and I want to say it was you, Paul. I don't want to give you credit if you don't deserve it, but if you do deserve it, I want to give you credit. Did you send me a game, Paul? Sorry, once I clicked accept, the name disappeared, and my brain is Swiss cheese, and y'all know how I am with names. It was you, Paul. Thank you so much. I did get that, and I appreciate it. I still haven't had a chance to install it, but I will. And I thought it was you, and I wanted to make sure I said thank you, sir. That was very kind.
What game was it?
See, you asked me a question like that, and I'm not ready to answer.
No, put you on the spot. Sorry,
no, it's
dude.
just my brain sucks. A Dawn of Man is what it's called.
All right.
It's one I've been looking at for a long time,
it.
and it was on my Steam wish list because every now and then I look at it like, no, not today. And yeah, he was very, very kind and got that for me. That's very nice of you, sir. Don't lie. It was a Spice Girls game. It was not. I would tell you if it was. I'm not offended. I'm not ashamed, man. I'm not. Shame is not an emotion that I am saddled with, man. I am who I am.
I've actually played the Spice Girls game. That was cool. I hate to admit it, but I actually enjoyed it.
Danger says, well, that's sexist. Why not Dawn of People? I didn't name the damn thing. Furry Kitten says, Dawn of Man is great. Time to go and hunt Megalosaurus. Huh. You didn't think I was going to be able to say that, did you? I played enough Ark, man. I can say some dinosaur names now. Anyway,
you still playing Ark Genesis?
No, we've pretty much. Speaking of shame, hashtag MITAM. I'll have to take a look, Becca. If you're mentioning shame in the hashtag, now I really have to see. No, we've been playing so many other games, and we've moved on to going back to 7 Days to Die, which is one of my favorite games ever, and I just can't stop myself from playing it. I'm actually playing two different versions of it now. The multiplayer on Satsu's channel and over on my game channel, where we recently hit 1,000 viewers or 1,000 subscribers. Again, thank you guys. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So
1K.
They haven't monetization is in work. Ramen. You wonderful, beautiful man. I'm gonna put a picture on the screen. Put a picture on the screen. Y'all can judge me all you want. If you don't know who those characters are, you're wrong. You're just wrong. That is
Wait,
Buffy.
Marta, do you have a bird in your window?
Me? No.
Oh, sorry. No, Marta.
Oh, you.
Marta Winter wrote that to me in chat. Do I have a bird in my window? Can you actually hear that? My window is open, and there's birds and shit outside. Can you guys hear that?
Anything,
Shitbird.
Yeah, Miles is the first one who got it right. That is Buffy and Faith. Buffy's cute. She's all right. But Faith, oh my God. I got a boner for Faith. I'm not gonna lie. Elijah Dooku is fucking hot, man. And yes, you know what?
She's way hotter than Buffy.
For those of you new here, I do occasionally objectify women, but it's okay. They like it. All the ones I objectify, they have told me they like it. I identify as them telling me they like it. How about that? Eliza Dooku. Oh, Dooku. She is amazing, man. That when she came on, I was like, oh my God, get rid of Buffy. I don't care about her anymore at all. Not even a little bit. And then they turned her into a kind of a weird villain thing. It was weird. Anyhow, see, this is why I don't check the hashtag till much later in the show. Because, oh my. Oh, no. That is Buffy and Faith in a weird embrace, and Buffy is holding Faith's ass a little bit. Oh my. Yeah. I'm going to have to stop the show now. I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Pete, just talk for a while. Oh, and Becca finally got to your spot. These ladies. So, guys, what we're talking about, and I don't show them all on the screen. Hashtag MITAM. If there's a story you want us to look at, throw it over there, and one day we'll get to it. But you can also send memes and, of course, beautiful ladies. Excuse me. Hang on a second. I'm sorry. My voice will probably be gone by tomorrow. I'll push through. Because that's who I am. There are a couple of other stories I want to get to before I get back to. Look, guys, I will get back to the hashtag, but there's things I want to get to before I'm distracted by beautiful women. Okay. I have a job to do here. I'm trying to entertain people, and me looking at titties only entertains me, I think.
Unless you screen share.
Well, yeah, I guess. Flashback, March 4th, Eric Swalwell told people to stop wearing face masks.
What?
Yeah, back on March 4th, Representative Eric Swalwell, the guy who said that he could take away people's guns because the U.S. has nukes. That was his answer to, what are you going to do when people won't give you their guns? Well, we have nukes. I don't think that's the right answer, jackass. Now, he claims that the Surgeon General is the one who gave that advice. But yeah, this was his tweet. And for the record, he did eventually come back and change it. But that's when he's like, what do you say? I apologize for the Surgeon General or for tweeting that. I'll find it and I'll tell you what it is. But this stop wearing face masks. Hashtag coronavirus.
What a
Virgil, thank you so much. Smoking a blunt, playing RE3. Thanks for the good times. Thank you, sir, for both watching and the donations. Very kind of you. I wonder if I can find the I'm trying to remember where I saw it. This one. I want to give him. I want to quote it directly. I don't want to be the one who, gives out bad information. I'm not that kind of journalist. Here it is. I regret listening to the Surgeon General and posting this. We all need to wear masks. Didn't even take the full credit, man. No. Look, I regret listening to the Surgeon General. How about I shouldn't have posted this? It was wrong. He is such a douchebag. Such a douchebag.
Yeah, he really is. Poor cunt. His presidential campaign died in the ass hardcore. Once everyone sort of got to know him, they're like, nah, I'm not voting for this dickhead.
Virgil, again, thank you so much. Seriously, appreciate the entertainment. No, I'm being quite serious. Thank you so much for watching. And I don't say that as a blow off to people. I really do. I appreciate every person who tunes in and listens to me say the shit that I say. Because if you weren't here, I'd be talking to myself. If you weren't here, I'd be like, hi, me. How are you today? Let's see what else we have going on. But yeah, Eric Swalwell. Never listen to Eric Swalwell because he's a fucking moron. This article, it's actually a little bit misleading. A little bit misleading. Woman admits she had sex with dolphins as part of NASA-funded scientific study. You heard me right. Woman admits she had sex with a dolphin as part of NASA-funded scientific study. It's not exactly true. Not exactly true. Fucking nothing for you here says late night infomercials or monkeys better than late night infomercials. Changed my mind. I suppose that's a bar to strive for. Demo Man says, wait, what? Okay, listen. What happened is she became very friendly with this dolphin named, and I'm sorry, this is true, Peter. And I'm not making that up. The dolphin's name was Peter. Shouted Angel, thank you. Did the dolphins give consent? It was just one dolphin. Thank you for the donation. It was just one dolphin, Peter. And she was supposed to Go ahead.
That's perfect. I'm pleased with it.
She was supposed to she's no scientific training at all. But she's very good with animals, so they let her participate in this study where they were actually trying to teach, or eventually the idea was to teach dolphins to speak or to be able to communicate with humans in a way that we could understand through their blowholes. Again,
so she had to fuck it.
Well, again,
doesn't make sense.
Again, very misleading title. What happened, you see, her and Peter got to be real good friends. And Peter would rub his dick on her knee. And the one that was really weird, because she said he'd rub her against her knee. I think she said her thigh. But then her hand. I'm like, you were jacking him off.
Mm.
Yeah, so it was just this thing.
Just rub on your hand. I think it was a hand rubbing on him. That sounds a bit more
here,
likely.
let me help you, Peter. Gamer Valine, thank you. If Phoenix implements face masks, I'm getting a gas mask and busting out my digis. I have a type 3 they are currently wearing in the Navy. Scare folks. You're going to get shot, sweetie. Be careful. Be careful. But yeah, so this chick, she didn't have sex with the dolphin. The dolphin used her as a masturbation tool. And she let it repeatedly. And she actually says in there that dolphins stop it, Bob. God damn it. Bob said dolphins love tuna. Or this dolphin loves tuna. I forgot where I was even going. You fucked me all up. Thank you. Well done. But yeah, she didn't actually have sex with the dolphin. She's just dirty. Yeah, no penetration. She just jacked it off and let it come against her. She never said whether or not it completed. If the water got a little oily there for a while. But I mean, is what it is, right? Oh, that's what she said. That occasionally, this would happen like every day. And they would be playing and doing other stuff. And he would just need to stop and do that real quick. So she would just let him do it. And then they could go back to what they were doing. Like, you let him put it in, didn't you?
At least it was consensual. That's cool. I don't understand though. Why would NASA be? Why do they give a fuck whether dolphins? Aren't they supposed to be sending people to the moon and sending probes into space and shit? Why do they care whether dolphins can communicate or not? Isn't that more of a National Geographic thing or some shit?
Yeah, it's a weird thing that this came from a NASA grant, but yeah. Oh, somebody in the commented on my posting of that. Actually, she gave him a hand job. We were just talking about that. You should watch the show. You would have heard me. Coronavirus is racist. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez said COVID deaths are disproportionately spiking in Black and brown communities. Why? Because all of the chronic toll of redlining, environmental racism, wealth gap, etc., are underlying health conditions. The wealth gap is an underlying health condition, you guys. Inequality is comorbidity. Codiv relief should be drafted with a lens of reparations. A lens of reparations. For what? Here's
what does
the
that
thing.
even mean?
That she's trying to sneak reparations through in a whole different way, since we're not going to give them to black people in the way they want them to now. So we still, yeah. So let's talk about this. Why? Okay, first, let's get something out of the way. The elephant in the room. We don't know what color communities are being most seriously hit. You know why? Nobody's added it all up yet. Nobody's taken a look at that. Nobody's even looking at it white, black, Asian in the US. That hasn't been calculated yet. But AOC knows. She knows, you guys. Now, I will say this. It's very possible. You know why? The places this is spreading is cities. It's spreading in cities. And the largest concentration of people of color are in cities. You fucking moron. We're in a pandemic. Why does it matter? Well, check your logic. Because AOC needs it too. She needs this to be racist. She's not the only one doing it, by the way. She's just the one who said this stupid shit. We read an article, I think 2 days ago, about COVID being racist. Yeah, this disease apparently hates brown people. And we need to pay for it.
That reminds me of, do you remember the last eclipse that happened? And they were saying that the eclipse was racist because of the path that the shadow took over the states, whatever. Mm-hmm. This reminds me of that kind of shit.
Well, it's right up there with it. Well, like I said, first of all, we have no hard data that it's even doing what she says it's doing. Is it possible? Sure. Mm-hmm. But why? It's because of where the concentration of black and brown people are in the country, you silly shithead. They're concentrated in large cities.
Yeah. It had nothing to do with what race or nationality they are. It's just where they're living.
There's too many people. Yeah, there's too many people in these areas, and that gives it the ability to spread quickly. Because there's like in New York, you ever see the fucking movies where they show the people walking in New York and they're like at the beginning of a work day and they're shoulder to fucking shoulder?
Hey, I'm walking here.
Yeah. So fuck you, AOC, you dirty fucking race baiting whore.
I haven't actually heard much about her recently.
Oh, she's been saying lots of stupid shit. She keeps trying to make herself relevant again. And she's just not as good as she was when Psycat Chakrabarti was telling her what to say. That's her old chief of staff and ran her campaign and everything. He left.
Yeah, I remember.
He left about 6-8 months ago now to go work for a Justice Democrat PAC. They're going to raise money to take out the Democrats. Fucking morons. But yeah, he's out there embezzling that way now because he was starting to get caught embezzling from her campaigns. But
oh no shit.
Well,
that doesn't surprise me.
Well, you know, nobody. He if you go back to the campaign, her boyfriend was hired as a consultant for a group that she hired through Chakrabarti. And yeah, there's all kinds of, and then there's actual charges that he was embezzling from the campaign. So he went away, and then people stopped talking about him.
Who, the boyfriend?
The manager,
Chakrabarti. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
What about Cenk? Is Cenk still affiliated with those dudes, Justice Democrats?
Yes and no. He still pushes for him, but they drummed him out because of his past indiscretions. Somebody who didn't
Yeah,
like
those
him,
blogs.
somebody who didn't like him dug up his old internet history and found things like him talking about how much he likes boobies at Mardi Gras. And like, oh,
Yeah, I saw that.
you bastard! How dare you like boobies? It's one of the few times I've ever been on Chank's side because he didn't deserve what happened there. It's funny because
No.
it's a taste of his own goddamn medicine. But yeah, he didn't deserve it. He'd already apologized for it. The funny part is his stuff about wanting to bang animals. He's never apologized for it. A lot more recent. So apparently they're fine with banging animals. They just don't want dudes liking titties. That's a Justice Democrat, guys. Men, you shouldn't like titties. You should be wanting to bang a horse for its pleasure. Oh, fucking assholes. I wish I was making any of that up. I really do. Nothing I just said is false. Now,
so you can't make that shit up.
I might have been a little hyperbolic to say that they've actually put those two thoughts together in their mind because they're not that smart. But those two things do exist within their mind, whether they realize it or not. Oh, yeah. Don't look at those women's titties. Go out there and jack off a horse. God, that's Justice Democrats. We want to run your health care. Oh, Amy Siskin was on a roll today. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say AOC 2036 or 2034. I don't know.
Oh, God, no. God, no.
Do you think, actually, while we're on that, sorry, before you get into that, do you think she'll ever actually run for president if she lasts long enough in Congress and in politics?
I think she might make a real play for Senator Schumer's seat there in New York. And if she doesn't win that, I don't know. I think they're going to eventually try to drum her out. I think the Democrats are tired of her shit. And I think they're going to try to drum her out because this Justice Democrat thing is going to hurt them in the long run, and they know it. Real quick, Gamer Valine, thank you so much. I need some men and feminists to tell me how oppressed I am again while I catch up to my boyfriend in pay grade. He has 4 years of time here on me. I've gotten larger raises every time so far. You are an oppressed woman. They need to immediately give you the same amount of money that he's getting. Oh, dear God, Evolved Potato, you're going to get me in more trouble than I get myself in. Thank you so much, Evolved Potato, over on the Streamlabs. Of course, Justice Democrats are fine banging animals. A lot of them are Muslim. Oh, God. I mean, the problem with saying that is it's not really a joke. It's another one of those things like, I wish this wasn't true. But anyhow. Yeah. Do I think she could be run for president? I don't know if she'd make a serious run. I think she would probably get some excitement the way that Bernie has. But if you've ever listened to her speak, you immediately realize she's a fucking moron. Chatmore got monetized today. Congratulations, sweetie.
Yay. Money.
AOC is an anomaly that's hard to predict because in a sane world, she never gets elected in the first place.
Exactly. I can't believe she's even a congresswoman in the first place. That shit's fucking bizarre to me. I mean, all politicians are fucked. We have a lot of dickheads here as well, but fucking hell, AOC is like, she's on another level.
She ran against somebody who'd been in Congress a long time, Representative Crowley. And he'd been there so long, he was the 4th ranking Democrat in the House. And usually you have to be there 20 or so years to get up to that level. And so he'd been there a long time, and he hadn't been really paying attention in his district. And she comes up 2 years after the Bernie situation with the DNC. And there's a lot of people still pissed off about the Bernie situation from 2016. And this is in a part of New York that is especially liberal. And so she gets this chance to ride on his commie coattails, which she did to beat him. And then once she beat him, it's a district that always goes blue. So it's always Democrat controlled. Gamer Valine, thank you so much. Thank you. I needed that. Back to being the only one on shift that knows how to run my equipment. 6 hours to the weekend. You're who I was talking to at the top of the show when I said you got to go to the office every day still. I wasn't just being a smart ass, you guys. I knew that about her. I'm lying, you guys. And I don't want to lie to you. But it fits. So I'm going to say that that's what I meant. So yeah, moving on to Amy Siskin. Wow. She was in a mood today. She was in a real mood today. 1 in 4 of the worldwide corona cases are in the U.S. 1 in 8 worldwide deaths from the coronavirus are in the U.S. Amy, that's only if you believe China's numbers, which makes 0 fucking sense. Seriously, 0 fucking sense. None, not at all. 0. There's no way China's numbers are even close. Who's Amy Siskin, says Andrew Joyner. She's an angry cunt. She used to be a Republican. And when Donald Trump won the nomination, she decided she was going to go hardcore liberal. Hardcore liberal. Monkey, take your meds. Just did. Thank you.
So she was a Republican. I didn't know that.
Yes, she used to be a Republican before Trump won the election. And she's gone full. You guys, you know how we talk about grifters and what a grifter really is? The Krasenstein brothers are grifters. They jumped onto hashtag resistance after their hashtag Bieber ran out. This is true. The one of the Krasenstein brothers used to run a Justin Bieber site, and his Twitter profile was for that site. And so he builds up a lot of people on that, but it starts dying down because nobody cares about Justin Bieber anymore. Right as hashtag resist comes up, so they switch. We're going to go resist. And she's done kind of the same thing. She's decided to suck onto this, grab that teat, and get it. She's going to be writing books, you guys, I swear. Right now, she's keeping a daily log of all the times that Donald Trump lies, you guys. Look for it in the local bookstore. But yeah, she comes on there. The Krasensteins got kicked off, so I can't follow them anymore. Or I'm not following them on Facebook because who does that? But over here, I still have Amy. And she's an idiot. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to read what this idiot says. I have news for the Republican Party leadership. I have news for the Murdochs and the Fox News personalities. Americans are dying by the thousands. This was all avoidable. Don't think there can be as many dead bodies as in a world war, and you won't be held accountable too. I'm guessing Amy was about a box of wine in when she tweeted that. For a lot of these people, and it's very fucking sad. It's sick, actually. They're looking at this as an election issue. We need to make this about who caused it and take them down in the election. And Trump is not above this either. He hits back once in a while, and I really wish he wouldn't because it's not appropriate. But I understand. I do, Mr. President, when everybody is coming at you like this, and there's very few people defending, like, no, he didn't do it. And they're out there going, no, we're not going to talk about that. We'll just let these assholes lie about the president. I get you having to hit back once in a while, but there's a whole bunch of people, including the entirety of our media, who are out there using this as a way to try to take down Donald Trump. That's their goal. They want as many dead, but they wanted the economy to crash. Do you remember that? They wanted the economy to crash, and then they got it from this.
Yeah,
and
begging for a recession.
Yep. And on top of that, you get dead bodies too. You get dead bodies too.
Mm.
You have all these people. We can't open up anything. Why not? Why not? If people stayed in for 2 weeks, that's what we were told to do. Why can't we open things? Well, that might help the economy. I don't mean to be that kind of cynic bastard who's looking at this from a conspiracy theory point of view, but seriously.
Yeah, no, I get you, man. I look at it the same way. Like that dude said, never let a good. I think it was I don't know if it was a politician or a CIA agent.
Rahm Emanuel.
Remember that dude? Never let a good crisis go to waste, and they're not, or they're trying not to, at least.
They call it the Emanuel rule. Never let a good tragedy go to waste. Indeed. Ex-Bubba Hotep, Thank you so much. Number of cases versus number of known cases is going to be the next immigrant versus illegal immigrant, isn't it? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But see, you have these people not even paying attention to the fact that we are now outperforming, when it comes to testing, outperforming everybody. We're just testing the shit out of everyone. And B Junkie says Churchill said it. Maybe he did, but it became popular in our lexicon with the Obama administration. Rahm Emanuel, his was he chief of staff? Here's another Amy Siskin. Today, the U.S. added 32,000 new cases with less than 1/3 in New York. The U.S. has 277,000 cases, 1 in 4 cases worldwide. I want to point this out. With limited testing, the numbers are far, far worse, if not for Trump hiding it through making tests inaccessible. I want to remind you of what I said just a moment ago. We're performing more tests than anyone else in the world. But it's just because Trump is keeping tests inaccessible. Did I get her other one? Because she had another beauty on here this morning. Oh, there it is. With testing still so inaccessible, it's highly likely that Trump is hiding the actual number of deaths. I'm hearing anecdotally, but have not seen reporting on it to confirm, that testing is largely not being performed posthumously for those who had symptoms of COVID-19. So now, I want to, for the record, I read those in reverse order. That's how the bitch started her day, accusing the president of hiding the number of dead people.
Yeah, I saw that last one. That's fucking so stupid. As if he's the only one who knows and nobody else can release those numbers.
Like
Trump
it wouldn't
is
sneak
the only
out?
one who knows the real number. Yeah, exactly. Fucking what a dullard.
This is the Trump White House. If there was a different number, it would have been out already. You can't keep a secret in that place.
Yeah. It leaks like a sieve. And with the amount of people who fucking hate him so much, anytime even if it was complete bullshit, anytime any bit of information comes out that makes him look bad, they're gonna spread that everywhere. So there's no way something like that would fucking. In China, it's a little different because they can actually, they could keep shit like that under wraps to a degree.
Mm-hmm. And they have.
Yeah, I don't believe a fucking word of what comes out of China when it comes to their numbers and testing and all that kind of shit.
But for those of you who are asking, Amy Siskin is an activist, feminist author. The Weekly List website, podcast, theweeklylist.org, and book, Politico 50, president at The New Agenda, former Wall Street executive, and CAA repped. Yeah, she's a dirty, cunty whore. Anyhow, thank you over on the Streamlabs. Let me get this one up here. Evolved Potato, thank you. What I'm really hoping for is when the virus dies down, the U.S. economy skyrockets and breaks records and becomes better than we were before. That would just kill them. You'd also see news entertainers would start saying it's Obama's economy again. Well, again, I put again on your comment there. But yeah, there was a joking headline from I think it was the Babylon Bee. It says Obama has officially come out and said it's no longer his economy. Yeah. If it happens soon enough, yeah, the economy will roar back because it didn't die for a natural reason. We turned it off. We took the keys and turned it off and pulled the keys out. There wasn't a housing problem. There wasn't a banking problem. Now there's people who say, oh, that's coming. Okay, maybe, but that's not what did this. What did this was we literally turned off the fucking economy. And yeah, that's, if we get it started again soon, we should be okay. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, well, Japan wants to rename it to rename the WHO to the Chinese World Health Organization because they left out Taiwan's numbers. They should do that anyway because basically China runs the World Health Organization, and they have for what, a decade now, a decade and a half, something like that. Can't remember if it was 2003 or 2008 when they basically took over. Let's see, what else did I have tonight? And I'm going to be honest with you guys. Pete, we might do only an hour and a half tonight. My voice is shot and I'm exhausted. I really am. Playing outside with that little girl today. Oh my God. I will do my best.
Yeah, sure, man.
I will do my best to get to 2 hours, but just a warning, guys. I just looked at the time. I'm like, oh my God, we're only at an hour and 20. Ted Lieu being a jackass. There's a big controversy going on because yesterday, well, 2 days ago now, Jared Kushner kind of suggested that the strategic federal stockpile was for the feds. And there was a change to the strategic stockpiles website on how it's written there. And Donald Trump was asked about it in the press conference yesterday. And he got into an argument with a reporter and explaining, look, that is for, if we can send it to states, we will, but it's also to make sure that the feds are taken care of. You know, if somebody here, say some vital federal thing needed taken care of, it would go to them as well. And he kept saying, this is our reserve. And the guy goes, yeah, but we're all people. You should be sending it all to the states. And Ted Lieu, this motherfucker, I do not like. I don't like Ted Lieu. He is a scummy little car salesman. He is a used car salesman of the worst variety. But he works in our Congress, you guys. He said this, dear @real Donald Trump, you're making the same mistake Jared Kushner made yesterday. The federal stockpile is for all Americans, not just your family or federal employees. We are all Americans. Get it? Couple of things. First of all, that's the second tweet. Because in the first one, he didn't have in that part, not just for you or your family. That wasn't in there yet. He actually deleted his original tweet so he could add that little shitty part in, as though Donald Trump suggested it was just for his family. You dirty, scummy piece of shit. Now, I will say this for Ted Lieu. Of all of the people I've ever fucked with, he's the only one who's ever responded to me, and he's done it twice. You know, these people are much bigger than me that I fuck with all the time. He's the only one who's had the balls to at least engage. He's done it twice. I bitch slapped him each time. I can't believe he hasn't blocked me yet or tried to. He's not allowed to. Haha, you work in Congress. Fuck you. Anyway. I got news for you, Ted. I'm an American. I cannot request help from the federal stockpile. So you out there saying this stupid shit, Ted. We're all Americans. I'm an American. I can't make a request of it. It has to go through governments, your state, local, federal. It's a chain. You ask for help and they'll send it down. But something that keeps getting missed in all of this, states are supposed to have their own stockpile. local areas are supposed to have their own stockpile. None of them did. And you're all trying to be like, well, the federal, they should have had enough. Not for everybody, not for a long period of time. It's not made for that. It is an emergency reserve. And yes, we're in an emergency, but none of you motherfuckers had your emergency reserves on hand. So when it's getting passed out to the states, you can't. We do not have enough stuff to give the states everything they want. See, they're really bitching because states keep making requests and they're only getting part of what they're asking for. Because we don't have enough to give them everything. The states now are like, but we have to go out there and bid for this stuff. Yeah, you got to buy it. The same way you were supposed to be buying it in the first place, you dumb fuck. Anyhow. Sorry, Pete. I just needed a little bit of a rant there.
No, that's all right, man. That's why I was quiet. I like listening to your rant, so I didn't want to interrupt you.
That one's also a little inside baseball, kind of U.S. policy stuff. So I apologize for doing that on a night when you're on here, because I feel bad when I do that, because I enjoy talking with you, and not just saying random shit. I think I had one more, and then we'll just settle down and chat for a while. We'll talk with the chat. How's that sound?
Yeah, sounds good, man.
Where'd the other one go? Oh, there it is. The Palmer Report, who is run by, I forget the guy's name. I just call him Dick Palmer. He tweeted out, the only way this hashtag Trump press briefing could get any worse is, no, it literally can't get any worse. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. This has been a thing that they've been pushing for a little while. Careful, monkey. The chat is on fire tonight. You guys are always on. The chat is awesome. We'll be jumping in there in just a minute. Keeverdam says Steve Palmer. No, in this case, I like Dick Palmer. Think about it. Anyway, sorry, made myself laugh. I hate when I do that. There's a push in the press to turn Donald Trump's daily briefings into the worst thing ever. They actually were trying to stop them last week. We need to stop why are they doing this? Why? And CNN even took a day off of covering it because they thought, well, this is what the people want. No, nobody wanted that. And it just happened to be one of the most interesting press conferences that they've given so far. So they ended up just looking like a bunch of dickheads. The press wants to do this for one reason. The press conferences are making people like Trump. Here's a couple of polls for you. And again, take polls for what they are. You do. You believe as much as you want to. But there are two polls that came out and showed that Donald Trump's handling of this is approved of by the American people. A Washington Post poll showed that 51, was it the Washington Post? I may have these sources backwards, but I think it was the Washington Post, showed 51% of people approved of the way he's handling Corona. There was a Gallup poll that showed 60% of Americans approved. At the same time, there was a Gallup poll just the other day from around the same time they were taking these polls about Trump that showed people only trust the media about 41% of the time. Or only 41% of the people trust the media. I said that all kinds of wrong. So you have at the same time the people noticing that these shitbags in the media suck while Donald Trump's numbers are going up. So there's a real push out there to make it seem like these press conferences that are making people feel a little better about themselves, and it shows that Trump is actually, if you pay attention to him, they show Trump actually knows what he's talking about here. And it's working for the people. The people are liking what the president says. Even with his overall approval rating being, I think it was 49% in that in the Washington Post poll. So more people liked the way he was handling this than liked him. That's not a good thing for the Democrats when it comes to the election this November. Oh, okay. I have one more topic after this. Remind me election. Okay. But anyway, so I read this Palmer thing and I'm going through the thread, and this one bitch, she says this: we should not have to see this dumpster fire on a daily basis. Cunt, who's making you watch it? I keep seeing this anytime these bitches are doing this. Oh, this is the suckiest thing ever. This shouldn't be on TV. Why am I having to watch this? Nobody's making you. You're doing it. It is a conscious choice you are making. Unless somebody has a gun to your head saying, watch it or I will kill you, or say to your child's head, you're watching it because you want to, you dumb motherfucker. I shouldn't have to watch this on a daily basis. You don't have to. What are you, German? Over here, we have rights and you can watch what you want to. Sorry, I had to take another shot at the Germans.
But even if he didn't actually do that shit every day, have press conferences and briefings every day, they'd just complain about him being secretive and, you know, he's not being transparent enough. So
Yep.
the poor motherfucker, he just can't win. Literally anything he fucking does, it doesn't matter. He can't win.
No,
I heard this.
can't.
I remember that they were making jokes years ago. Like, he could cure cancer, and they'd all get upset that he's putting oncologists out of business.
Oh, not just that. They'd be like, do you know how many black female oncologists he just put out of work?
Yeah, of course. They'd make a race thing out of it.
They would. They absolutely would.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Faithless says, what is it, 1980, and there's only 3 VHF stations? How many of y'all in chat even remember VHF stations? VHF and UHF, indeed. And having to work the damn bunny ears to try to get it clearer. Anyhow, the last thing I do want to talk about was I just said it a moment ago. The election. Donald Trump pissed off a bunch of people today because he was asked about mail-in voting, and he spoke the truth, and they did not like that. He said, no, I'm not in favor of mail-in voting. You should have to have an ID card with you, a voter ID card, when you go down to vote in person. He said, because it's too easy to cheat with mail-in votes. And you know what?
It's a fair point.
He's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. You don't have to like it. I mean, there's a lot of people. There's a vote coming up over here, Peter, on the 7th in Wisconsin. They're having the primary for the Democrats, Bernie versus Biden. And
yeah, I'm looking forward to that shit.
Yeah. And there's like, but Corona's going on. You're going to make people die to go vote. Well, then don't go vote, motherfucker. This, for the record, you guys, this vote that's coming up on the 7th, this isn't actually for an office. Now, there might be some other stuff on your ticket, so you should probably check it out and make sure. Because sometimes they have like ballot measures and shit on there. Not usually on a primary vote, though, as far as I knew, but maybe. But this, you don't have to vote for either of these assholes. You really don't. You can, but you don't have to. You can also, stand across the street and wait for the line to get small. But yeah, Trump is absolutely right in saying that we should not have more mail-in votes. We probably should have a holiday for the day of voting, so people can, get out there and vote. There's part of me that likes the idea, and people, let me say the whole thing. The idea of voting by the internet, but I don't think that we have a way yet to prove you are who you say you are, and there's no way to prove or to make sure that the system is foolproof and fail-proof, actually. So in theory, that would be a great way to handle it, but fuck. I heard something funny today. I think it was on Crowder. Was it Crowder? I can't remember. But they mentioned, for those people, just going back in time a little bit. I don't know why this just jumped in my brain, but somebody earlier in chat said that Pac-Man, David Pac-Man, God, that's an annoying little shithead. Said that if Hillary was here, there'd be less deaths. Do y'all remember how the voting went in Iowa when the Democrats were in charge and Republicans had nothing to do with it? Do we even have the full?
I don't.
Oh man, it was a shit show, man. Took them more than a week to get the fucking results out. They had to just the night of. They're just like, yeah, we don't know. We'll look at it again tomorrow. It was a fucking shit show.
Oh, actually, I do remember that. You guys talked about it on Lords of the Night a couple of times.
Yeah, we made jokes because it was fucking funny. Like, how do you fuck up this bad? Yeah, those are the ones who would have done a better job than Trump, y'all. Anyhow, last topic, then we can just chat, or we can chat off of this. Speaking of Steven Crowder, I watched his show today. And I'm not accusing him of stealing. I'm not, because I don't think he watches us. Steven, you should be. However, he put forth the idea yesterday that the lady who fed koi pond cleaner to her husband and took a tiny bit herself, and he died and she didn't, may have purposefully killed him. Those of you who've been watching this show for any length of time knew this already, because we told you that, as soon as the story came out? I think it was that night when we talked about it on this show. I'm like, that bitch killed her. Or that motherfucker killed him. She murdered her husband.
I think it was that same night, I think, or at least the next day, but I'm pretty sure it was the same night. I remember
the night that it happened. Now, I only tell you this because you should be watching this show all the time so you can stay ahead of the curve and you'll know what's going on. Now, I'm not claiming to be the smartest man out there, but I pay attention to a lot of shit. Earlier today, I came downstairs and I told my son-in-law that I was going to go down here because they were going outside to play. I'm like, oh, if you guys are going out, I'm going to head downstairs and read. He goes, read? I'm like, oh yeah, I got a lot of news to read. I do a lot of reading to get ready for the shows and stuff. And there's a whole bunch of shit we never even get to talk about. But I'm not the most intelligent man, but I'm pretty well read. So come here first. If you want to know, you ever know that, I don't know how many of you guys watch local news anymore, but they used to, first on the scene kind of bullshit. That's us. We are first on the scene almost all the time. But turns out she had mental problems and had texted about getting divorced. Actually, several times talked about getting divorced to her husband, and that she was violent. Before we knew any of that, we went, that's a murder right there. Before we knew she was a major campaign donor to the left, we were like, that bitch killed him. So I'm just letting you guys know. We are ahead of the curve. B Junkie says accusing that crazy lady of murder is pretty irresponsible. I'm just going with logic. James Colley, thank you. They must have forgotten what does it matter when she had to explain Congress over Benghazi. Hashtag I'm not sad, Hillary. Right? Yeah. What does it even matter now? That 4 people are dead? Well, 4, right? 4 or 5. Probably nothing to you, Hillary, but to their family.
I remember that shit too, when she was being interviewed by Congress, and she's like, hey, what does it even matter now? What a fucking arrogant bitch. She doesn't even give a fuck. I suppose that's just her death toll is quite, actually, I should say, my opinions, my opinions don't reflect on Ranting Monkey, or aren't the opinions of Ranting Monkey and co.
Look.
Blah, blah, blah. But fuck her.
This is a scripted show for entertainment purposes only. So go ahead and say what you need to say.
Yes. And it's not for kids. YouTube.
Evolved Potato, thank you. Enough votes to win the seat. This was in Cali, and miraculously, all the votes from the old folks' home were for Dems. Funny that 2 of 2. I missed 1 of 1. About the mail-in votes, I watched a PragerU video on it. I did the research after that, and found that weirdly, a Republican seat that had been representative for 60 plus years flipped because of a mail-in vote company that had ties to the Dems that were brought in just enough votes to win the seat. Yeah, I remember when that happened. So this company comes in, and this seat has always been Republican, or has been for what was he say, 60 plus years. But there were some irregularities there. All of these votes came in just for Hillary. Not a single Trump one in there. Like, that's kind of weird. But anyway, I wanted to address something in chat. Jane Dove says, I think we all knew or strongly suspected she killed him as soon as we heard it. Everybody I know and heard of, everybody thought she was just a moron. That they were both just morons. And even I was on that for a little bit until it's like, wait a minute. I've seen Snapped. I know what happened here.
And it's not hard to believe either.
No.
Some dopey ass fucking dickhead with TDS. It took it in. Do you think she actually did that because she just hated her husband? Or I've heard some and read some stuff about it, and some people are saying that she did it just because Trump mentioned it and said, "Oh, this is a good cure or whatever." He didn't say that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I've heard people say that they did it. Oh, sorry. You got a Streamlabs?
No, just Jane says, then I was ahead of the curve. Yeah, until I saw Crowder say it, I haven't seen anybody else suggest foul play there. But go ahead. I'm sorry, Pete. Unless they were in our chat.
Some people said that she did it just to make Trump look bad, basically. He suggested hydroxychloroquine?
Yes.
Chloroquine?
Hydroxychloroquine.
Yeah, he suggested it, so she went and killed her husband just to make him look bad because he died of that specific, drug.
I think, look, if I was gaming this out, if I was a police officer down there, I would be looking at this. 2 birds, 1 stone. We know she didn't like her husband, at least as of 2013. We also know she's a major donor to liberal science. I read a story the other night where they were telling us about this liberal science group that she donates to, and they're kind of kooky to themselves. B Junkie said, "Go with the evidence." Okay, here's the evidence. A man and a woman. Now, I haven't seen them. I don't know if anybody has, but let's go with typical. Typically, a man can ingest more than a woman before it affects him. We're bigger. We have more muscle mass. Now, granted, they're both in their 60s, so maybe it's a little different. And maybe she's a huge fat ass. But here's what we do know. She fed him this shit, and he died. She took a little bit and got a little sick. She mixed the cocktail. Or the spoonful, or however they ingested it. She gave it to him. That's her words, not mine. So, yeah, she killed him.
And it was her idea to take it, too. It's not
Yep.
like he said, oh, shit, we've got some fucking hydroxychloroquine or whatever the fuck it was. Chloroquine under our fish tank. So, yeah, fix me up a spoonful, sweetie. That was her idea. So I mean,
Matthew Hogue says,
actually, someone.
Go ahead. You first.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You first.
I was going to say, Marta just said there's a rumor that her hubby voted for Trump. See that? I'm a little.
That I haven't seen.
Sus on. But if that is true, that kind of adds to the plot.
I've seen the rumor, but I've seen nothing to support it. Matthew Hogue says fat mass does factor into drug distribution within the body, Monkey. Yeah, that's why I said she could be fat. And Faithless brings up a very good point. We have no way of knowing if he knew he was ingesting it. This is all her story because he's dead.
Yeah, that's a good point.
She could have told him he was eating Pop Rocks. Yeah, I am of the opinion. This is just my opinion. I'm not starting any conspiracy theories here, YouTube. To me, the facts say that bitch killed him. And fuck her. How dare she? And I don't know the motive. It could just be as simple as she was done with him. But if you watched enough Snapped, you know this kind of shit happens.
Yeah, no doubt.
Look at this. She says that she had seen stories about how it was safe and how they were taking it in China. But this didn't happen until after news articles in the United States started posting, or news sites in the United States started posting articles about how dangerous this drug was. We read a story the night before this happened on Lords of the Night about how just 2 grams of this drug could kill you. Yeah, it's all an accident. She was only reading Chinese news that said it was good stuff, y'all. She was only listening to the president who said she should take it. Yeah.
Did that even happen though? Did China even?
There were tests done in
China. Chinese news, or did?
Well, I don't know if there's news.
Yeah, but were they actually reporting it? Yeah, that's what I mean. Were they actually reporting it, or? I think she's full of shit. She's a fucking. She killed him.
Holy Reaper says Crowder showed she was a huge Democratic and alternate science supporter. So did we. Before he did. He stole my shit. He stole my shit. I'm tired of being on the breaking news, not getting credit for it. I'm a trendsetter and nobody knows it. Anyhow.
Oh, we all know it. There's 200 people here watching, 220 people. We all know.
Dangerous says that article is stupid. Drugs are in milligrams. 2 grams of any drug will probably kill you. There's some you can take in grams. Some of them are even prescribed in grams, 1,000 grams or milligrams. I take Motrin sometimes, 1,000 milligrams at a time, which would be a gram. Yes, most drugs are not made to be in grams. You're talking Coke, man. But
or weed.
It wasn't until those stories started coming out that suddenly she's like, oh, this is safe stuff. I should feed it to my husband. Don't worry. He told me he was okay with it. Like, for fuck's sake. We're just taking her word for that.
I'm sure it was cool.
Yeah.
Feed me some fish tank fucking cleaner. It'll be sweet.
Yeah.
I've got the corona. Did he even have coronavirus?
No. They
didn't even have it, did they?
No.
Was it supposed to be a preemptive strike?
Trump did say during his one press conference that there's some data that it might be a preventive measure. I still haven't seen anything that anybody's doing tests on that. And maybe they are. I'm not saying he did or didn't, but he did say that. And that's when she says, that's when we decided to take it. But they didn't do this till the next day. Again, after every fucking news outlet in this country told us how dangerous it was. Yep. Oops.
It's funny that the Mundane Matt video, he made it sound like there was thousands and thousands of people who heard Trump say that, and they all went out and collectively drank fish tank cleaner all at the same time. It was one dickhead fucking woman who fed her poor, unsuspecting husband this shit. It's not like it was a fucking YouTube challenge and everyone went out and did it the next day. Like the Icebox fucking, the Ice Cube challenge. Icebox? Whatever the fuck it was.
B-Junkie's really upset with me for calling this woman a murderer. Dude, if you want to believe her, that's fine, man. That's as valid, and she set up an excuse for you. Her dead husband wanted to take it. Kitty Stalker, thank you so much. I feel bad because I don't know about this stuff till Crowder, because I'm one of those essential workers, but still love Monkey in the Morning and Lords of the Night. You don't have to feel bad. I'm just being a kind of an asshole about that. But it's something that I've noticed. I mean, we talk about, I do so many shows that I have to stay up on news that somebody like Crowder, who sometimes is a day or two behind on the news because they actually have writers and do smart stuff. We're ahead of them. Like, God damn it. They're getting credit again. You didn't break it, you motherfucker. But yeah, she didn't give this man this medicine until after we were told how much it'll kill us. She gave him enough for him to die, and magically she stayed alive. And she'd read how safe it is. So the guy knowingly took the same crap his wife did. How's that homicide? Well, B Junkie, if you could go ask that guy if he knowingly took it, I'd love to hear his answer. Is that too dickish? Anyway, we got about 10 minutes left. How you been, Pete? Pete? Did I lose Pete? I feel like we lost Pete. I think.
There you go. Am I here?
Yeah, now you're here.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, you got you. We
I
lost
just
your
I just spent like 30 seconds talking to B Junkie about his fucking.
Oh,
sorry
gotcha.
about that. My phone
No,
fucking died out. So she might have given him all that stuff. He died or went to hospital, and then she might have just pumped. She knew that maybe they'd check her blood, so she took a little bit, just enough to make her sick, but not enough to kill her. So, and they knew they were going to check her toxicology or take her fucking blood tests, and so maybe she. And calling her a murderer, I mean, technically, she did kill her husband.
Yep.
So
by her own.
Would you call her a killer or a murderer, or what would you actually call her?
I would say if it was done on purpose, then it's murder. Here's the thing. Somebody should go ask him if he agreed to take it. And when we get that answer, I will retract my statement. Until then, I'm going to think that, she killed him purposefully because that's what makes sense. It doesn't, the rest of it doesn't make sense. And so we'll see. So it was done on purpose. You tell me. This is my opinion. You can have a different opinion. It's all right.
Yeah, we're not saying that this is definitive, obviously. This is just what we think, or what I think, and what doesn't mean it's actually what happened.
I'm saying if you look at the facts, and these are the facts, by her own account, she talked him into taking it. That's if you believe her. Then he willingly took it after she talked him into it. She says that she saw it was safe because of tests done in China. But she didn't do this until after all of the news. And you can go look at the fucking news sources from the day before. They're all, the medicine Trump said to take is going to kill people. It's going to blind them and kill them. Go look it up. I didn't make it up. That's just fucking history right now. I mean, it's what happened.
Even though that shit.
And she wanted a divorce, and she was arrested and charged with domestic battery. These are all truths. If you can look at all that and say, no, he probably took it, and she didn't actually kill him, fine, man. Then you believe that this is all a tragic mistake. I believe she's a murderous bitch. Gamer Beline, thank you so much. Only the military gave me meds in grams, even after my MRI showed 5 bulging discs in cervical spine. I got half a gram of Valium to sleep it off over a week. Fuck, you got 5 at once? They do say most people, if they did a MRI of their spine, you'll have a bulging disc somewhere because it doesn't hurt all the time. And as you get older, it just kind of happens. But if you get to the point where there's pain from it, that's when you go see a doctor, and you won't know until you get the pain from it. But if you got pain from 5 at a time, sweetie, I am sorry to hear that. Be careful with that. Yeah. That's what happened to me. C, the one between C5 and C6 bulged and pushed against my spine and bruised that motherfucker for life. Yay! Yay! It was so much fun playing outside with her today. But yeah, it kicked my ass, man. Being out in the sun, it was like 60 degrees here. I don't know what that is in Australian. I know you guys use metric, right? So that's like 400 degrees Celsius or something like that.
No.
I have no fucking idea.
I think 60 is probably about 20. Actually, let me Google this shit. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So, but the highest we've been in a long time is like 40. So 60 felt like summer, man. I'm out there. I did wear a shirt outside, and I don't normally wear shirts, so the wind is pushing against my back a little bit, but it wasn't too bad. Standing in that sun, just bathing, and it's like, that's a stress relief for me. Just standing in the sun. I'm being told 17, 19, 18, 15 to 16, somewhere between 15 and 19 degrees, apparently.
Yeah, I just Googled it. 60 is 15.5556 Celsius, apparently.
Yeah, so you should come to our. You should come to our system.
That's not that warm, though.
It is.
Yeah.
Compared to 40.
Nah, the metric makes so much more sense.
No, it doesn't. You just gave
1,000.
You just gave me the temperature in 0.5555. That don't make no kind of sense.
That's just because
metric is weird.
Because Fahrenheit. No. It's fine. 15 is cool. It's because you're bizarre fucking dumbass imperial shit. It adds up to 15.5.
No, your 15.5555 shit makes my point. We just use a simple degree. Simple degree. Do you guys use stone down there when you're talking about how much you weigh? Or is that just the English?
We used to. When I was a kid, people used to do that, but nowadays, it's mainly kilograms, and a lot of people actually use pounds here too. I don't know if that's an Australian thing in general, but in my doctors and where I'm kind of at, people use pounds a fair bit, but usually it's kilograms. Stone it's back in the days of pennies and half pennies and shit, which we used to use as well. Now we use dollars and cents and normal money.
Johnny says, Monkey, listen to the man. He's wrong, but he's trying to explain metric system to you. Don't listen. Look, I understand the metric system. I do. And the idea that you have to do everything in tens just makes me laugh. We can't understand it makes it in tens.
But it's easier. It's not about not understanding. It's just
I feel like it is
easier.
I feel like it is.
No, it's simple.
See, you just said it because it's simple.
Exactly. You break it down to make it the easiest way to do it. If you
Mug, drink more water.
What is it? 1,000 grams is a kilogram. 1,000 kilograms is blah blah blah. It's just easier than having 3.6. Like, what's a gallon? Actually, I don't even know what 3.6. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, see, easy. We don't have to go with that 3 point whatever liters it is. It's a fucking gallon. See, one thing, easy. That's easy as hell. 4 quarts makes a gallon. Easy. 4, 1, easy.
See, this is why the world hates America.
Because we're right. Because we're right. Peter, a gallon is about 2.1. I thought it was like 3 point something. Yeah.
2.1 liters. Oh, I'm gonna have to Google again.
I swear, because it's on there for when you guys come over here and buy stuff. You're like, I don't understand. 3 point something liters. We don't want to confuse you too much. 3.71, I'm being told. That sounds right.
I've got a conversion app on my phone. When I went to America a couple of years ago, I downloaded an app, conversion app, just to make it easy because I'm a dullard.
Cracked, I think, is smoking crack. It says 4.05 liters to the gallon. I don't think you're right. Yeah, we do that for you guys when you come over here and when the Canadians come down. The only thing I will give you is kilometer when you're doing distance is a lot easier than what a mile is, because a mile is like what 1,200 and some weird ass feet. Gamer Valine, thank you. Yes, all 5 at once. Couldn't rotate my head. Valium made me sleep through my holiday work bonus. C2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, and 6 to 7. It's in my medical record. Flare-ups started in 17. Fuck. My first one was C6 and 7. Actually, they think 5 was kind of fucked up at that time too, but the pain I had, they said it's the C6, 7. So they took that one out and fixed it and put a piece of my hip in my neck. And then when this new shit started, yeah, it was C6 or C5 and 6 pushing against my spine. Fuckers. I'm tagging Pete as well. Stop calling me Pete. What? You're tagging Pete, so I say Pete. I'm talking to him. I'm reading it. I don't read my name, guys. If you've ever noticed, most of the time you tag me, I see it and then I read what else is there. That's just how I do it. What's that number divided into furlongs? Jesus, I have no fucking idea. Oh, it's yards. It was 1,000 yards. That's what it is. Sorry. 5,280 feet. That is weird. That is a weird number to go with. We should change miles just to 5,000 feet. That make it easier. 8 furlongs.
See what I mean?
Mile. What? Yeah,
that's exactly what I mean. You rounded off to the nearest 100 or 1,000.
Well, see, but here's the deal. Here's the deal. I rarely have to know how many feet are in a mile. It's not like somebody says, the gas station is 4,000 feet from here. Oh, shit, how many miles is that? Yeah, so we don't. I mean, it's about a mile away. That's all we say. You kept saying Pete. Saying my name wrong is racist, monkey. Apparently, I haven't said your name. I haven't meant to say your name. So I hope that makes you feel better.
You know, something I found interesting about, I don't know if this is just in TV shows and movies, but Americans seem to know the fucking, like, where's north, where's east. So like it'd be like, oh, he went 4 miles east, or 5 miles. Is that an actual thing, or is that just in movies and TV? Because if I ask any of the people that I know, it's like, where's north, or tell me what is southeast from here. No one fucking knows shit about distance or about
Aussies are lost all the time.
Well, we are, or I definitely am. All the people I know are. Like, is that an actual thing?
It is, depending on where you live. If you grow up in the suburbs, well, at least for me, I didn't hear it very often. If you grow up in a city, a lot of the times you can tell north and south by the way the streets are named. So, you go north here and, but if you live in the country, all of them motherfuckers say that. And it's not easy. Like, okay, you're going to go 4 miles east. I'm like, no. What fucking road am I going toward or on, and which way? Well, you're going to go 4 miles east. No. I don't have a compass, motherfucker. And I've actually had to learn a little bit, which ways east, west, north, and south here, because people talk that way. And like, motherfucker, do I look like I have a map and compass? Seriously. Gamer Valine, thank you. The UK is weird. Right-hand drive MPH speed. They use miles per hour? I had a friend who got in trouble in Canada because he didn't realize miles per hour is not the way they did it. But yeah, there's a lot of people who do the north, directional by actual compass directions, and it's kind of weird to me. In a city, it is a lot easier because, like I said, once you live there, like a lot of times, I forget how it is in New York, but like the numbered streets go north and south, and then the named streets will go east and west. So if you're headed towards 9th Street from 8th Street, you're headed, what is that? That would be, I'm trying to do what I just said in my head. West or something like that. And so you think, oh, if I go north, then I have to make a left. You know what I mean? No, I have to make it a right. I can do it. I get lost easy, but fuck. In the country, we give distance in hours driven. They make jokes about people who are like, you're going to turn at the barn. That's true. They'll be like, you'll see a big barn on the left. Don't turn there. You're gonna turn on the next street. There might be a dog sitting out there, and if he is, pet him as you go by. It's weird the way they give directions out here in the middle of fucking nowhere. Like, yeah, do you remember where Manny's gas station used to be? No. Oh, we're gonna go down there. Like, we just had a problem. I don't know Manny, and I don't know where the fuck his gas station was. Yeah, it's whew. Or they'll do this because this is such a small town. A lot of people do know each other, and they will do that. Like, you know where Steve Johnson lives? No. Oh, well, you turn right past his house. Did you hear my answer? Because I don't know who the fuck Steve is.
Who the fuck is Steve?
Oh my God, yeah.
In a small town, I get that, and people know each other pretty well. I live in a suburb, so there's fucking hundreds of people living in my immediate area. So that doesn't really work here. And I don't even know, off the top of my head, I don't even know where North actually is. I've never needed to
North is that
worry
way.
about that kind of shit.
Pointing, but North is that way.
North is, it's up. Yeah,
yes.
Oh yeah, shit, you're right. I just Googled it. Google Maps.
North is
You're
up.
spot on.
No, I do know north and south here, but only if I'm at my house. If I'm somewhere else and somebody goes, go north, I have to figure out where I am from my house to figure out which way I have to go. I live north of the city, so it makes it kind of easy, but you want to go to the east on this road till you see a tree that got hit by lightning, turn left, going south off the main road and continue till you run out of blacktop. First house on the right. I think I know the guy who lives there. I think I've been there before. Yeah, it is weird. The way we give directions sometimes is like, don't you know street names? Because that's what I go by. Like I say, growing up in the suburbs, especially the Virginia Beach, the way it is over there, there's so many side streets and everything that are not in any way north, south, east, or west. And so you knew the street you were going to and the streets to get there. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it is the 2 hour and 7 minute mark, actually, Pete. We wasted a lot of time on that murderous bitch.
That's all right. She deserved it.
Oh, yeah. Fuck that bitch.
We had to,
Oh, real quick, over on the Streamlabs before we got a last minute donation in here. I'm glad I caught it. I like to catch these if they come in at the end. I hate to end a show and then one pops up, and then I feel bad because I haven't said thank you. Evolved Potato, thank you. These are all the Imperial System units. Thou, Chain, Cable, Link, Rod, Perch, Rood. That's R-O-O-D. Gil, Grain, Drachm, D-R-A-C-H-M. 100-weight, which is 112 pounds, and Slug. Those are all fucking stupid. I would agree that those are stupid, but it's not something we use a lot. And Terry Diamandis, thank you. Don't be a dick, Steve. Tell Monkey where you live. Steve Johnson's an asshole, man. I don't even want to know him. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming out and hanging out with us tonight. Thank you so very much for the donations. You guys are so very generous, and I really do appreciate it. Pete, anything you want to show out tonight?
No, I'm good, thanks, man. I make videos really, and everyone here probably already knows my Twitter. If they want to join it, they've already done it, no doubt. So, no, it's all good.
Saturday, yes. I was about to say my story. I don't know why I was about to say that. My channel tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern time for Lords of the Night. Then we'll be back over on 2 Cents Plus playing 7 Days to Die. Come hang out. There's a chance to win the new Resident Evil 3, a Steam copy of the game tonight. Gave out a copy last night to somebody. I forget who. Sorry. Oh, Enoch. Yeah, come hang out. It's a good time. Thank you guys for coming. Pete, been a while. It's a pleasure to speak with you, my friend.
Yeah, you too, man. Thanks for letting me on, dude. Had a good time.
Hi, baby. I'm just closing up, so say
Hey.
bye to everybody.
Bye,
Ah.
everybody.
Talking to-
Oh, is that Pete?
That's Pete. Yeah.
Hi, Peter.
Good night. Lady Monkey. Hello.
He said,
How you
"Lady
doing?"
Monkey, hello. How you doing?" I can't do your accent.
Hmm.
He said, "Good day." Good day, mate.
G'day. G'day, Lady Monkey. How
Good
the
day,
fuck
Lady
are
Monkey.
ya?
How the fuck are you? That's what he said, not me. I was repeating. You can listen to it later and find out for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, so where was I? Oh, I was literally just ending the show. Everybody, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. Pete, pleasure. Everybody, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
This is